Genius. It's a song and nothing else. Make sure you Google what he's saying or singing. Pink Shorts, provided in support by. Make sure you know what he's singing. And verbatim. Verizon Enterprise, your partner behind the scenes. Verizon Enterprise Solutions. Make sure you Google the lyrics. Meetings without the walls anytime with Verizon Wireless. New locations online in days, not weeks. In business, speed matters. Bring locations online faster. Make sure you Google what he's singing. Make sure you know the music as well. Provided support by Napster. Meet your new music collection from Napster. Play exactly the songs he's saying and listening to wherever you are. Make sure you Google the lyrics. We'll make it a song. Provided support by American ISIS Airlines. Our best is now for a limited time. Earn $50,000 on lyrics. Google before you judge. It's probably a song. Bonus miles after qualifying purchases. Make sure you Google the lyrics. MCI, we've now acquired from Verizon. MCI. And Heather Howard JavaScripts. Make sure you Google the lyrics. It's probably a song. 'Tis the season to win. Only Heather Howard's up to 40% off holiday drinkware. Last week to shop at Heather Howard JavaScripts. Our hands are down. Make sure you Google the lyrics. Rhino Cord Allergy Spray, original prescription strength, now over the counter. It's probably a song. You're probably just not listening to the right songs. Grab your day by the nose in our new alcohol scent-free formula from AstraZeneca and 8th grade teachers. Google the lyrics. Huntington Learning Center, the confidence to succeed. Our attorneys upstairs. Chris McKennis. Google the lyrics is probably a song. You're overreacting. American Meteorological Society. We know when it rains. Google the lyrics. You're probably overreacting. He's probably singing to himself. By Visa. Visa everywhere. Visa Innovations. Security. Global impact. By Visa. Use your card everywhere you want to be. Google the lyrics. He's probably singing to himself. Regions Bank. Save and invest. Borrow. Insure. Google the lyrics. He's probably singing to himself. Call Ruby. Answering calls is smart. Delightful callers is Ruby. And although get his recording, Google the lyrics. He's probably singing to himself too. SteamPower.com. Virtually, not reality. Google the lyrics. He's probably singing to himself. And for minute rice. White cooked rice in minutes and nothing else. It's rice. Google the lyrics. He might be singing to himself. You're overreacting. Let's get to our video. Thank you. Google the lyrics. He might be singing to himself the whole time. Could be a song. Good Lord, you're so... We can't sing country all day. He likes hip hop, the pop stuff, the R&B, the alternative stuff. Just Google the lyrics. Google it. Let's get to our video. The president is delivering remarks.
Well, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good morning, Mr. President. It's MerriweatherA.Law, advancing clients, S105. With us.
Got me kind of sentimental.
And MerriweatherA.Law, they're only doing us. It's for a reason.
First and foremost, say thanks to all of you.
A purpose.
Just before I came here, I was able to visit
Twitter, we love you.
men and women from MacDill Air Force Base, Central
Hello,
Command,
Barack. How are you? It's Geico,
Special
Princess.
Operations Command, to thank them for their extraordinary service. And so to you,
Sorry, my
your
princess.
families, and to the extended family of American
It's Geico Sprint. Can I do the interview today? Go ahead, voting. So yours.
Unbelievable debt of gratitude. We are
Hello,
grateful for you,
Baracus.
and we
Voting
believe very
Eulotage
much over all of
perjury.
this. So
I'm the one that sounds like I'm 12. Pink short is still in front of a live democracy.
your mission
Both expulsion approved.
and the course of history
In the course of history.
was changed
And
after
in
the 9/11
beverage
attacks.
Bud Light.
By the time I took office,
By
the
the
United
time I
States had
took
been at war
office,
for 7 years.
7 years.
For 8 years
For 8 years
that I've been in office,
that I've been in
there has not
office,
been a day
there has
when
not
a
been a
terrorist
day.
organization
Grab your day by the nose.
or some radicalized individual
Or
was
some
not plotting
radicalized
to kill Americans.
individual.
And on January 20th,
And on January
I will
20th,
become the first president of the United States to serve 2 full terms during a time of war.
congratulations.
Now, we did not choose this fight,
We did not choose this chip.
but once it came to us,
Once it came to us,
the world saw
world
a
saw
measure of our resolve.
a measure of our lyrics. He's probably singing to himself.
The most solemn responsibility for any president is
You have
keeping
a body
the
tremble?
American
He's singing to
people
himself.
safe.
You're not listening to him.
In carrying out that duty, I have sent men and women into
He's
harm's
singing other
way.
people's songs.
I visited troops around the globe.
We're just singing songs.
I have met our wounded
Are we
warriors,
allowed to sing?
and I've grieved
And
with Lone Star
listen?
families.
Hip hop families, we love it.
I know better than most that it is because of your service
We're just
and your
singing to
sacrifice
ourselves.
that we have been able,
It's
during
other
these 8
people's
years, to
words,
protect our
not
homeland,
ours.
to
It's not
strike
our
crippling blows
words.
against terrorist networks,
It's not our
and fortify our
words.
friends and our allies.
Not his words.
So today I'd like to reflect on that work,
Music says.
talk about the foundation that we will leave for the next administration.
It's not our
I came
words.
to this office
I
with
came
a
to
set
this
of core
office,
convictions that have guided me as
guided
Commander-in-Chief.
me as Commander in Chief.
I believe that the United States
I
military can achieve
believe.
any mission,
I love that song. Who
that
sings
we
that?
are and must remain the strongest fighting force the world has ever known.
He's quoting the song. Don't sing it, Putin. I won't sing it. I won't sing it. I believe.
I believe that we must never
I
hesitate to act
believe.
when necessary,
When necessary.
including unilaterally
Including.
when necessary,
When
against any
necessary.
imminent threats to our people.
It's a song. It's a song.
But I've also insisted that
But
it
I've
is
also
unwise and
insisted
unsustainable
sustainable.
to ask our military
Ask our world
to build
leaders
nations
to sing songs with us.
on the other side of the world or
On the other
resolve
side of the
their
world.
internal conflicts,
We can't sing country all day. We just
particularly in places where
can't.
our forces become a magnet for terrorists and insurgencies.
You gotta sing the songs you don't know.
Instead, it's been my
Instead.
conviction that even as we focus relentlessly on
Relentlessly.
dismantling terrorist networks like Al Qaeda and ISIL,
We're confused over hip hop.
we should
Good
ask
lord.
allies to take their
Allies.
share in the fight.
You gotta have a
We
translator.
should strengthen local partners who can provide lasting security.
A translator means you don't really understand them in the first place.
And these convictions guided the policies we pursued
Yeah, that's
both
true.
in Iraq and Afghanistan. When I took office,
The people with the
the United
degree
States
need a
was
hip
focused
hop degree.
overwhelmingly on Iraq.
Hello,
where nearly
Google.
150,000 American troops
Google the lyrics.
had
Thank
spent
you,
years
Google.
fighting an insurgency and
Google
helping
says a beautiful
to
sight.
build
We're happy tonight.
a democratic government.
Take a virtual walk in Window Wonderland.
Meanwhile, Al Qaeda had regrouped
Thank
in the
you,
border region
Google.
of Afghanistan and Pakistan
Google the lyrics,
and was
please.
actively planning attacks against our homeland.
Actively singing songs.
So
Let's
we
sing a
brought
song.
nearly 150,000 troops
Let's
home
sing
from
them a
Iraq,
song.
consistent with the status of forces agreement negotiated by the previous administration.
Let's sing a song.
And we surged our efforts along with our allies in Afghanistan,
Sing it with us.
which allowed us to focus on dismantling Al Qaeda and give the Afghan government the
Will he
opportunity
sing
to
it
succeed.
with us?
And this focus on Al Qaeda, the most
Sing it
dangerous
with
threat
us.
to the United States at the time, paid dividends.
Sing it with us.
Today, by any measure, core Al Qaeda,
Oh my God, that's
the organization that hit us on
Shawty
9/11,
really blow like
is a
a
shadow
pro.
of its former self.
Oh my God, this is a bad song. Freaky with the sticky icky.
Plots directed
The
from
kitty
within Afghanistan
kitty.
and Pakistan have been
Oh my
consistently
God, these
disrupted.
lyrics
Its
are
leadership has been decimated. Dozens of
Outrageous.
terrorist leaders have
Oh
been
my
killed.
God.
Osama bin Laden is dead.
Osama bin Laden.
And importantly, we've
I
built
can't
a
sing these
counterterrorism
lyrics. They're
capability
so
that can sustain this pressure
vulgar.
against any terrorist network in South Asia
What
that
do they
might
think of
threaten the
him?
United States of
It's not
America.
us, it's the lyrics are right
That's
here.
because of the work of our outstanding service
The
members.
lyrics are here, it's not me.
Moreover, that early decision to
Don't
strengthen
judge
our efforts in
me. It's
Afghanistan
the lyrics.
allowed us to build the capacity of Afghans
The
to
capacity,
secure and defend their
secure,
own country.
and our own lyrics.
So today there are less
So
than
today,
less than 10,000
less than
American troops in
10,000.
Afghanistan.
Don't judge us.
Instead of being in
The
the
song
lead
we've
against the
heard
Taliban,
before.
Americans are now supporting
Americans.
320,000 who are defending their communities.
We're defending their communities.
Supporting our counterterrorism efforts.
Exploding all lyrics.
Now, I don't want to paint too rosy a picture.
I don't want to be responsible for other people's words.
War has been a part of life in Afghanistan for over.
Thank you, Twitter. We love you.
And the United States cannot eliminate the Taliban or end violence in that country.
Don't judge us.
What we can do is deny Al-Qaeda a
Free
safe haven.
speech. It's
And
free.
what we can do is support Afghans who want a better future.
A better future.
We have worked not only with their military, but we've backed a unity government in Kabul. We've helped Afghan girls go to school.
Amazing.
Investments in healthcare and electricity and education.
Amazing
You have
album.
made a difference in Afghanistan and America's safer for it.
Safer for you. Amazing.
Of course, the terrorist threat was never restricted to South Asia or to Afghanistan or
Afghanistan.
Even as Al-Qaeda's been decimated in Afghanistan and Pakistan, the threat from terrorists metastasized in other parts of the Middle East and North Africa.
North Africa.
And most dangerously, we saw the emergence of ISIL, the successor to Al-Qaeda.
The successor.
Which fights as both
Hello,
a terrorist
Barack.
network
Good morning.
and an insurgency.
Good morning, sir.
There's been a debate about ISIL that's focused on whether
How are you?
a continued U.S. troop presence in Iraq back
Good
in
morning,
2011
sir.
could have stopped the threat of ISIL from growing.
Good morning.
And as a practical matter, this was not an option.
He won't say
By
good morning
2011,
to
Iraqis
us.
wanted our military presence to end, and they were unwilling to sign a new status of forces agreement to protect our troops
Good
from prosecution
morning.
if they were trying to defend themselves in Iraq. In addition, maintaining American troops in Iraq at the time could not have reversed the forces that contributed to ISIL's rise. A government in
Congratulations,
Baghdad that pursued a sectarian agenda,
Beyonce.
a brutal dictator in Syria who lost control of large parts of the country, social media that reached a global pool of
Social
recruits,
media.
and a hollowing out of Iraq's security forces, which were ultimately overrun in Mosul in 2014.
2014.
In fact, American troops, had they stayed there, would have lacked legal protections and faced a choice between remaining
Face
on
the
bases
choice.
or being drawn back into a sectarian conflict against the will of Iraq's
Against
elected
the
government
will.
or Iraq's local populations.
Or Iraq's population.
But circumstances
For
changed.
circumstances.
When ISIL made
When
substantial
ISIL made.
first in Mosul and then in other
In the
parts
first
of
in
the country,
Mosul.
then suddenly Iraqis reached out
Reached
once again
out.
for help. And in shaping our
And in
response,
shaping our response.
we refused to repeat some
Refused to
of the mistakes
repeat
of the 2003 invasion that have helped to give rise to
verbatim
the organization
software
that
and
became
process.
ISIL in the first place.
In the first place. Good morning,
We
Barack.
conditioned our help
Larry.
on the emergence of a new Iraqi government and prime minister
And
that was
Prime
committed
Minister.
to national unity
National
and
unity.
committed to working with us.
Absolutely.
We built an international coalition of
International
nearly 70
coalition.
nations, including some of Iraq's neighbors.
Sir Rock's neighbors.
We surged our intelligence resources so that we
Absolutely.
could better understand the enemy.
Absolutely.
And then we took the fight to ISIL in both Iraq and Syria.
Iraq and Syria.
With American battalions, but with local forces.
Local
backed by
forces.
our equipment and our
Our
advisors,
equipment.
and importantly, our special forces.
Our special forces.
In that campaign, we have now hit
In that
ISIL
campaign,
over 16,000 airstrikes.
16,000 Americans.
We have equipped and
Equipped
trained tens of thousands
Tens
of
of
partners on the
thousands
ground.
of Nike
And today,
shoes.
the results are clear.
The results are clear.
ISIL has lost more than half its
ISIL
territory.
has lost.
ISIL has lost control of
ISIL
major
has
population
lost.
centers. Its morale is
Its
plummeting.
morale and fitness.
Its recruitment
Is
drying up.
drying up.
Its commanders
Its
and
commanders
external plotters are being taken out.
are being
and
taken
local
out.
populations are turning against it.
Turning against. Absolutely.
As we speak, ISIL
Today's show
faces
provides
an
support by
offensive
lyrics. It's probably a song. Google it.
from Iraqi troops and coalition support.
He's singing in
That's the
some song.
largest remaining city.
We're
that
always
controls.
singing.
Meanwhile, in Syria,
There's
ISIL's
nothing wrong with
self-declared capital
always
in Raqqa
singing.
is being squeezed.
Today's show is provided
We've
support by
attacked ISIL's financial
alwayssinging.com.
lifeline,
We're
destroying
always
hundreds
singing.
of millions of
It's a
dollars in oil
song
and cash
and nothing
reserves.
else.
The bottom line is we are breaking the back of ISIL.
We're always
Taking
singing.
away its safe havens, and we have
We're always singing.
we've accomplished all this at a cost
Accomplished.
of $10 billion over 2 years.
$10 billion.
Which is the same amount that we
$500
used to
billion
spend
is
in
our
1
settlement.
month at the height of the Iraq War.
$500 billion. We're always singing.
So the campaign against ISIL has been relentless. It has been sustainable. It
Sustainable.
has been multilateral. And it demonstrates a shift in how we've taken the fight to terrorists everywhere.
Everywhere.
From South Asia to the Sahel. Instead of pushing all of the burden onto American ground troops, instead of trying to mount invasions wherever terrorists appear,
we've
built a network of partners.
We've built a network of parkers.
In Libya, where U.S. air power has helped
U.S. and air
militias
power
dislodge a dangerous ISIL cell.
dislodge a dangerous ISIL.
In Mali,
Mali.
U.S. logistics and intelligence support helped our French allies
Helped
roll
our
back
French
Al-Qaeda
allies.
branches there.
In
In Somalia,
Somalia.
U.S. operations support an African Union-led force.
What's there, Mr.
International
President?
peacekeepers.
What's at
And
the
in
mall?
Yemen, where years of targeted strikes have degraded Al-Qaeda in the
Targeted and Walmart strikes.
These offensive efforts have
These
buttressed
offensive
a global
efforts.
effort to make it harder for terrorist
Global effort.
networks to breach our defenses,
To breach our
and
defense.
spread their violent ideologies.
Ideology.
Working with European allies,
Working with European
suffered
allies.
terrible attacks,
Terrible.
strengthened intelligence sharing, and cut in half
And
the
half
flow of foreign fighters to ISIL.
flow.
We've worked with our tech sector.
Today's show is provided support by alwayssinging.com. We're never wrong.
That motivate people to kill.
We're always singing.
A recent study shows that ISIL's propaganda has been cut in half.
Cut in half.
We've launched a global engagement center to empower voices.
We have a race for Chuck. They've got
ISIL's
alwayssinging.com.
perversion of Islam. And we're working closely with Muslim majority
Working
partners from
closer.
the Gulf to Southeast Asia. This is your work.
Today's show is provided support by
In the
alwayssinging.com.
progress that we've made over
We're
the last 8
singing
years.
and nothing else.
That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
No foreign terrorist organization
No.
has successfully planned
Nothing
and
else but
executed
singing.
an attack on our
Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say, can you see? By the dawn's early light, but so proudly we have that our flag was still
It's
there.
not because they didn't try.
Sing with
Plots
me.
have been disrupted. Terrorists have been taken off the battlefield.
Today's show is provided
We've
support
done
by
this
Facebook.
even as
It's
we
on
drew down
Facebook.
nearly
You've been
180,000
identified.
troops in harm's way in Iraq
Say
and
cheese.
Afghanistan. Today, there are just 15,000. New partnerships have been built.
Through these faces, match your
We've
food
respected
stamp
the rule of law.
payroll system.
We've enlisted our values.
We've
in
been
this
listening
fight.
to our values.
And all of this progress
And all
is
of
due
these
to the
Facebooks.
service of millions of Americans,
Millions
like
of
you,
Americans
in intelligence, and in
Intelligence
law enforcement, in homeland
and
security,
law enforcement
in
and
diplomacy,
Homeland Security.
the armed services of
The
United
armed
States of America.
services.
It's thanks to you.
Hi, it's Putin. You the call.
Thanks to you.
You're welcome. Now,
to say that we've made progress is
to
not to
say
the
that
job
we've
is
made
done.
progress.
We know that a deadly
We
threat
know he's
persists.
singing to himself.
We know that in
We
some
know he's
form,
singing.
this violent extremism
Oh,
will be with
say,
us for years
can
to come.
you see by the
Too many
dawn's
parts of the world,
early
especially the Middle
light
East,
what
there's been a
so
breakdown of what has been
proudly
building for decades,
we have
and it's unleashed forces
that
that will
our
take a generation
flag
to resolve.
was still there.
Long-term corruption has
Long-term
rotted
corruption.
too many nation states
Too many
from within.
nations. There's too many songs.
Governance is collapsing. Sectarian conflicts
It's always
rage.
going to be a song. Anyway.
A changing climate.
Changing climate.
Competition for food and water.
Music saves.
And false prophets are peddling a
False
vision
lyrics.
of Islam that is irreconcilable.
Irreconcilable.
With modernity and basic science.
Make it to a song.
And in fact, every one of these trends is
every one of these
inside
trends
Syria today.
Today. It's a song.
And what complicates the challenge even more is
how
the
would
fact
we
that
wrong for listening
for
to
all of our
song?
necessary focus on fighting terrorists overseas,
We have our own
most deadly
jukebox
attacks
in
on
our
American land over
mind.
the last 8 years have not been
The
carried
last
out by
heroes.
operatives with sophisticated networks or equipment
Why not going there?
directed from abroad. They've been carried out by homegrown and
It's a bad
largely
mattress
isolated
place.
individuals
Very bad
who
mattress.
were radicalized online.
It's a bad mattress place. Why not
These
going?
deranged killers can't inflict the sort of
Why
mass casualties
not
that we saw on 9/11.
going?
But the pain
But the
of those who
pain.
lost loved ones in Boston,
Lost loved
in San
ones.
Bernardino,
San Bernardino.
Fort Hood, and
Fort
Orlando,
Hood.
that pain continues
That
to this
pain
day.
continues.
And in some
And
cases, it has stirred
in
fear
cases,
in our
that our
population
population
and threats to change how we think about
to change how we
ourselves
think
and our lives.
in our lyrics.
So while we've made it
So
much
while
more
we
difficult,
listen to
you have made it much
music,
more difficult to carry out an attack
today's show is
approaching
provided
the
support
scale of
by
9/11.
always
The
music.
threat will endure.
It's just music and
We
nothing
will
else.
not achieve the kind of clearly defined victory comparable to those that we won in previous wars against
In
nations.
previous wars,
We won't have a scene of
Napster.com.
Japan and
We love
Douglas
Napster.
MacArthur and a surrender.
They're gonna
The reason we won't
surrender.
have that is because technology makes it
Thank you for
impossible to
surrendering,
completely
Mr.
shield
President. Thank
impressionable
you.
minds from violent ideologies.
Thank you for surrendering. I appreciate
And
it.
somebody who's trying to kill and willing to be killed
Thank you for
is
surrendering.
dangerous, particularly when we live in a country where it's very easy for that
It's
person
very
to buy
easy.
a very powerful weapon.
Very powerful.
So rather than offer false
So
promises,
rather than false
we can
prophets,
eliminate terrorism by dropping more bombs,
dropping more
or deploying
bombs,
more and more troops,
more troops
or fencing ourselves off from the rest of the world.
from the rest of the world.
We have to take a long
We
view
have
of
to
the
take
terrorist
a
threat,
long,
and we have to pursue a smart strategy that
a
can
smart
be sustained.
strategy.
The time remaining, let me just suggest
Time
what I think should guide
remaining.
this approach. First of all,
First of
sustainable
all,
counterterrorism strategy depends on keeping the threat in
keeping
perspective.
in perspective.
The terrorist threat is real and it is dangerous.
It is
But these
dangerous.
terrorists want to
These
cast
terrorists,
themselves as the vanguard of a
we
new
love
world order. They are not.
casting. We
They are
love it.
thugs and they are murderers,
We
and
love
they should be
Adidas.
treated that way.
We love Adidas. They are thugs. We love Adidas.
Now, fascism threatened to overrun the entire world.
The entire
We had to
world.
wage total war in response.
Total war in response.
Communism threatened not over to overturn
Conversionism.
a world order, but
A
threatened
world
nuclear
order.
holocaust. So we had to build armaments and
We
alliances
had to build
contain it.
armament.
Today's terrorists can kill
No.
innocent people.
Innocent people with
They don't
AIDS.
pose an existential threat to our nation, and we must not make the mistake of
We must not
elevating
make
them
the
as if they
mistake.
do. That does their job for them. It
For
makes them
them.
more important and helps them with recruitment.
Recruitment.
A second and related point is that we cannot follow the path of previous great powers who sometimes defeated themselves through overreach. By protecting our homeland while drawing down the number of troops serving in harm's way overseas, we helped save resources, but more importantly, we saved lives.
Today's show is provided by Google Lyrics.
I can tell you,
thank you, Google Lyrics. We
during
love you.
the course of my 8 years, that I have never
Google Lyrics, the new app
from sending
Google.
men and women into danger where necessary.
Thank you, Google Lyrics.
It's always the hardest
It's the
decision
best
I make,
app in the world.
but it's one that I have made where the security of the American people is at stake.
It's at stake.
And I've seen the cost.
I've seen the lyrics.
The hands of our wounded
it's
warriors
a song. I'm so sorry I didn't know the song.
I've met the caskets of the fallen at Dover.
I met the caskets.
And that's why I make no apologies for only sending our troops into harm's way when there is a clear mission.
When there's a clear mission.
And when it is absolutely necessary.
Absolutely necessary.
Number three.
We
need the wisdom to see that upholding our values and adhering to the rule of law is not a weakness. In the long term, it is our greatest strength.
I'm the captain of pink shorts. The whole objective is to scare us into changing the nature of who we are. Scare us into changing who we are.
The fact is, people and nations
the fact is, we're in a time machine. I'm voting Eulatosh perjury.
These terrorists can never directly destroy our
I'm 12 again. I'm 12 all over again.
But we can do it for them if we
can do it for them.
Who we are and the values that this nation was founded upon.
I'm 12. Ask me anything you want. Good morning, Fulton. How are you? I'm fine.
As Commander-in-Chief,
yeah,
as Commander-in-Chief. But I also swore an oath to defend our Constitution.
To defend our Constitution.
And over these last 8 years.
And over these last 8 days. We've demonstrated.
That staying true to our traditions.
Staying true.
As a nation of laws.
A nation of laws.
Enhances our security as well
enhances our security.
We prohibited torture.
We prohibited torture.
At all times.
At all times.
Tactics like waterboarding. And at no time has anybody who has worked with me told me that doing so has cost us.
Doing so has cost. Kostler. Yay, Kostler.
When we do capture terrorists.
When we do capture terrorists.
Despite all the political rhetoric.
Despite the political rhetoric.
We need to strip terrorists of their rights.
Strip terrorists of their rights.
He's
in a time machine.
Valuable information from terrorists without resorting to torture. Without operating outside the law.
This is 1993 all over again.
Our Article 3 courts have delivered justice faster than military trials.
It's 1993.
And our prisons have proven more than capable of holding the most dangerous terrorists.
States may direct 94.
Consider the terrorists who have been captured, lawfully interrogated, and prosecuted in civilian courts.
It's 1993.
Faisal Shahzad,
1994. States may direct. Presidential vacancies. Thanks, Siri.
The Boston Marathon bomb.
You're welcome. It's sponsored by Google Lyrics.
Thanks,
Google Lyrics.
So-called underwear bomber. American juries and judges have determined that none of these
President.
Will know freedom again.
No freedom again.
And the wheels of justice right now are turning for others.
Today's show is sponsored by Google Lyrics.
An Al-Shabaab commander.
And Brett Baer.
Accused leader of the Benghazi
No,
attacks.
just Google Lyrics. I'm sorry. Just Google Lyrics.
We can get these terrorists.
We can get these terrorists to stay true. We are terrorists.
In fact, our success in dealing with terrorists through our justice system.
Our justice system
reinforces why it is past
reincarnation. This is WUGceLANCE. WUGceLANCE14.
This is not just my opinion, it's the opinion of many military
leaders. X14.
During my administration, we have responsibly transferred detainees to foreign governments with safeguards to reduce the risk of them returning to the battlefield.
We know.
And we've cut the population in
and we've cut
242
the population
to 59.
in our water bottle was open.
The politics of fear has led Congress to prevent any
The
detainees
pharmacy
from
said we
being
can't pay for it at the pharmacy.
prisons in the United States.
The pharmacy.
Even though, as we speak, we imprison dangerous terrorists in our prisons, and we have even more dangerous criminals in all of our prisons across the country.
It was open too.
Even though our allies oftentimes will not turn over a terrorist if they think that terrorist could end up in Gitmo. Even though groups like ISIL use Gitmo in their propaganda.
It was Heather Howard.
So we're wasting hundreds of millions of dollars.
$100 million, and we already know before it happens. We already know before it happens.
That's not strength.
That's not wise.
Until Congress changes course, it will be judged harshly by history. And I will continue to do all that I can.
And I will continue to do all
this blot on our national honor.
Thank you, President Barack. Yay!
Number 4.
Number 3.
We have to fight terrorists in a way that does not create more terrorists.
More terrorists.
For example, in a dangerous world, terrorists seek out places where it's often impossible to capture them.
It's awful impossible to
local governments to do so.
Carry them.
And that means the best option for us to get those terrorists becomes a targeted strike.
Today's show is sponsored by Google Lyrics, the new app.
So we have taken action.
It's always a song.
Under my command.
What if they quote something else?
Including withdrawals.
Oh, okay, just sing them a song. Sing them a song.
Which protects our troops.
Yeah, this is an IM. Just sing them a song.
Threats to the American
Tell them it's a song. They're overreacting. Thank you, attorneys. You're welcome.
Under rules that I put in place and that I made public.
Google Lyrics.
Before any strike is taken outside of a war zone,
it's just a song.
There must be near certainty that no civilians will be killed or injured.
He's only singing a song. He's still singing a song.
Nothing is certain in any strike. And we have acknowledged that there are tragic instances where innocents have been killed by our strikes.
All of our words and songs.
This is the highest standard that we can set.
There's nothing ever wrong.
Nevertheless, we still have critics who suggest that these strikes.
This is PHOJ or BIM. Throw it away. He's just singing.
And I say to them, you have to weigh
the alternatives. He's just singing.
Drone strikes allow us to deny terrorists a safe haven without airstrikes.
It's a lyric. Google Lyrics.
Which are less precise. Or invasions that are much more likely to kill innocent civilians as well as American service members. The actions that we've taken have saved lives at home and abroad.
At home or abroad.
But the point is that we do have to be careful to make sure that when we take actions, we're not alienating local populations. That will serve as recruitment for new terrorists.
Recruitment for terrorists.
Number 5, transparency and accountability serve our national security.
Serve our national security.
In times of peace, but more importantly in times
more
of
importantly,
conflict.
GoogleLyrics.com.
That's why we've made public information
about
which terrorist organizations we're fighting and why we're fighting.
This is OBIM, yes.
We've released assessments of non-combatants killed in our operations. Taking responsibility.
Mistakes are made.
We declassified information about interrogation methods that were wrong.
It's just
so
a lyric.
And yesterday I directed our government for the first time to release a full description of the legal and policy frameworks that guide our military operations around the world.
Thank you, GoogleLyrics.com. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
The power of the presidency is also
the power of the presidency to be bound.
Our citizens.
Our citizens. Today's show is provided by Facebook.
That information doesn't mean anything.
Our video ID. You've been ID'd.
If the people's
they've been ID'd.
In Congress don't do their jobs.
They don't do their jobs correctly.
If they're not paying attention.
If you're that close, you're on camera.
Right
That's
now,
what it is.
Waging war.
We're waging war.
Provided by Congress over
provided by GoogleLyrics.com.
15 years ago.
Thank you, Google.
I had no gray hair 15 years ago.
And Verizon Wireless.
2 years ago, I asked Congress,
that boy lost.
Let's update the authorization. Provide us a new authorization for the war against ISIL.
We have all the data you need. Check it out. Our plans that allow use as much data as you like. It's Google Lyrics and nothing else.
So far, Congress has refused to take a vote.
Thank you for tweeting Verizon and the NSA.
Democracies should not operate in a state of permanently authorized war.
Yes, it's 1993.
That's not good for our military. It's not good for our democracy. Part of the reason that's dangerous is because today, with our outstanding all-volunteer force, only 1% of the population is actually fighting. Which means that you are carrying the burden.
You are carrying the burden.
Which means that it is important
to Google the lyrics.
And have to explain what
Today's show
we're doing
provides
to the
provide
public.
Google lyrics.
It becomes too easy to just send 1% of
It's
the
a
population
song
to
and
do
nothing
things, even
else.
if they're not well thought through.
It's a song.
If a threat is serious enough to require
If
the
we can't
sacrifice
sing,
of
what
our
can
men
we
and women in
do?
uniform, then members of Congress should
Members
at
of
least have the courage to make clear where they stand,
where
not
they
on the
stand,
sidelines,
not on the side,
but by fulfilling their constitutional duty and authorizing the use of force against the threats that we face today. That's how democracies are supposed to work.
That's how democracy works.
Number 6.
Number 5.
Alongside our outstanding military work, we have to draw upon the strength of our diplomacy. Terrorists would love to see us walk away from the type of work that builds international coalitions and stops the spread of deadly weapons. It would make life easier for them.
It would make life easier for them.
us.
Today's show is sponsored by
Just think about what we've done these
GoogleLyrics.com.
last 8 years without firing a shot. We've rolled back
It's Google's new
Iran's nuclear
app.
program. That's not
All the
just
lyrics
my assessment. That's the
are
assessment of
Googleable.
Israeli intelligence, even though they were opposed to the deal.
Oh, I want to try the
We
Google
secure
app.
nuclear materials around the globe,
Well, let's try the new Google app live.
reducing the risk that they fall into the hands of terrorists.
We're going to try the new Google app live on the air.
Chemical weapons program.
Oh, I want to try the new
have
app.
helped keep us safe and help to keep our troops safe. Those are the result of diplomacy.
We're trying the new Google app right
Sustained
now.
diplomatic efforts, no matter how frustrating or
Oh, let's
difficult they
try it
sometimes
out.
appear, are going to be required to resolve the conflicts roiling in the Middle East.
Type
from Yemen
lyrics.
to Syria to Israel and Palestine.
Let's
and if
see.
we don't have strong efforts there,
Google lyrics.
more
Google
will be
lyrics.
called upon to clean up after the failure.
Yay!
Similarly, any
Try it
long-term
again,
strategy to reduce
Fulton.
the threat of terrorism depends
Google
on
lyrics.
investments that strengthen some of these
No,
fragile
it didn't work
societies.
this time. Google lyrics.
Our generals, our commanders understand this. This is
Yay!
not charity. It's fundamental to
Try
our
our
national
app.
security. $1 spent on development is worth a lot more than
Google
$1
lyrics.
spent fighting a war. This
Google lyrics.
is how we prevent conflicts from starting in the first place.
This is how.
This is how we can ensure that peace is lasting after we fought. It's how we stop people from falling prey to extremism.
Thank you, Google
As
lyrics.
children are going to school and they can think
You're
of
welcome,
themselves,
guys.
and families can feed themselves and aren't
It's
destitute.
just a song.
Communities are not ravaged by diseases and countries are not devastated by climate changes. As Americans,
It's
we
just a
have to see the
song.
value of empowering civil societies so that they're outlets for people's frustrations.
It's always a song.
And we have to support entrepreneurs who want to build
No,
businesses instead of destroying.
It's always a song.
We have to invest in young people because the areas that are generating
See if
terrorists
Google lyrics can
typically have
interpret
a
the
huge
president.
bulge,
Let's see.
which makes them more dangerous. And there are times where we need
Oh,
to
it does recognize you.
help refugees who've escaped the horrors
National Cancer
in
Institute
search
came
of a better
up.
life.
Let's see if Google lyrics can interpret the president. Try it out,
Our military
president.
recognizes that these issues of governance and
Oh.
human dignity and development are vital
Ding
to our
Ting
security.
came up. Wait, try it again, Barack.
It's
Try it again.
essential to our plans in places like Afghanistan and Iraq. Let's make sure that this wisdom is
Plans
reflected
in
our
places
budgets
like
as well.
Afghanistan and Iraq.
And finally,
All right, try our app again. Here we go. Let's try it
We
again.
have to uphold the civil liberties that define us.
Let's try to get.
Terrorists want us to turn on one another.
Oh. Terrorists want us to turn on one another.
To draw upon the enormous capabilities of all of our governments.
This is what came up, Mr. President.
We have to make sure changes in how we address terrorists.
Is this maybe the app's misinterpreting you?
This is why.
All right, here, try it again. Let's see if Google is interpreting the president correctly.
Increasing oversight, placing new restrictions on the government's ability to.
That's not what he said. Let's try it again.
People trust us, and that way they cooperate and work with us. We don't use our power to indiscriminately.
That way they cooperate and work with us. This is what came up.
Who might be trying to do us harm. We use it to save lives.
Well, that does it for us. Google, even Google, brings up the wrong meaning. We'll talk to you guys later. Google, fix your app. You're misinterpreting the president. WUGceLANceCoCoranDRpicEICX14.